few different things I want to go over tonight, but one of the main topics is that we, as we're learning to do new things, we can't lose our productivity when we're gaining our education. Okay, we have to continue to be productive in the business while we're learning new ways to do the business. And what I mean by that is, and I go back through, almost 30 years now that April and I've been in the industry, and there's been 4 or 5 times in our career over that period of time where there were just new ways that came up. Either we created them or we adapted to them or adopted them as a way of doing business. But one of the crucial things that you and I can do is we never drop what we know to be, true and tried, okay, tried and true ways of doing business. We never drop what's been done. Like LifeVantage is 12 years old. We're $250 million a year company. And the reason that we do $250 million a year is that we talk to people about our great products and our great business. Okay, that's the reason that we do that. Now, when we're learning new ways to reach out to contacts, to make new friends, to learn how to use some technology, to learn how to use social media, to learn how to use the internet more or search words more, keywords, there's a lot of different things that we learn along the way. But we learn and we add to, we don't drop what's already proven. So you don't do that. And what I'm seeing, and the reason why I'm doing the training is it gets very, very exciting. It's always exciting when you're learning new stuff. Okay, new stuff is exciting. It always was, it always will be. But it's meant to be learned, mastered, and then utilized. Okay, and in the meantime, you do business the way you've proven to do business. And I see there's a lot of people on here, and there's a lot of people that have gotten shares in the bonus pool over the last 12, 13, 14 months, whatever it's been. So you got those shares in the bonus pool because you shared information about our products and about our business with people you know. They could have been through work, they could have been through church, they could have been somebody you met at a game, all kinds of things. Okay, but we never stop doing that. Okay, that is tried and true. Okay, and here's one thing to understand. And we all have different amounts of time that we dedicate to the business, but we always, whatever amount of time that is that we have, I don't care if it's 1 hour a day, I don't care if it's 5 hours a day, whatever we got, 80% of that time, 80% needs to be spent in revenue producing productive activity. And then the other 20%, well, I'm just going to say playing with new things. Okay, and maybe learning something new or training yourself. You never starve, you never go broke, you never lose your momentum learning something new. You learn something new and you're adding it on to something you're already doing. Okay, I love this social media thing. I love what April's teaching. Okay, and I get to hear her do it all day long. Okay, I love it, but I'm still doing what I do. Okay, and what I do is get into conversations with people about my business and product everywhere and anywhere. Okay, I never miss an opportunity to do that. And now it's coming from everywhere. I have email lists, I have text lists, I have Facebook friends, I have Instagram friends, it's all over the place. Okay, so it's when I'm out shopping, it's when I'm gassing the car up, it's when I'm online at church, whatever it is, Bobby's still being Bobby. Okay, I have a personality, I'm not shy, I talk to people and I get into conversations, I'm an icebreaker kind of person. Okay. So that hasn't changed. Now, what I'm doing is learning how to do things more online, learning how to reach out to people I don't know, learning how to send messages to people that I don't know, learning the art of attraction. Okay. Learning how to attract people to me and my business and my product versus me always being on the hunt. Okay. I wanna learn how to attract people and have them ask me, hey, tell me what you're doing. Hey, that looks interesting. Can I learn more? And that's why I have the fascination with the group. Okay, that group, that Lifespan Matter groups just blows my mind, because we could all make zillions just by adding zillions of people to it. Because we got a lot of material now and it's coming endlessly. I mean, testimonies and stories about dogs, horses, people, young people, old people, diseases, non-diseases, children. I mean, they're all in there. And all we got to do is add people to it, and they're going to read those stories and they're going to ask, hey, that sounds cool. How can I get it? So that's what we want to do. Okay. Sorry for the tea, folks, but I still have a very raspy throat, which causes me to cough. So sorry about that. But anyway, I am all for, and I am all in, always learning new things. I remember when we first decided we were going to run full page ads in Success Magazine. Okay. I mean, it was really getting out there. I mean, those ads back then were 15,000 a page, you know, and we just figured out how to make a cooperative ad program out of it, you know, get 12 people paying 1,200 each. We get 600-800 leads in, we divvy them up, and you know, we knew we had to convert it into 1,200 bucks, you know, with the leads we got. So everybody would get like 50 leads, and you had to get 2 or 3 of them to convert, and it covered your cost of the ad, and you moved on to the next month. And then we started doing medical stuff. And, you know, we were sending out 1 million faxes a month. We had to figure out how to do that. We were doing medical journals. And then we started with local radio. And then local radio went into national satellite radio. Each time we had to learn a new way of doing business, but we were still doing what we had previously been doing. So it's important. Okay, so what I'm saying is analyze your time, and it doesn't matter if you only got a half hour a day. I don't care what it is, but 80% of that time needs to be spent reaching out, sharing, okay, your product or opportunity with other people. Okay, the ITT, you know, that it needs to be that. And then continue to master your skills with learning new ways to do things. Okay, so they're 2 separate things that will get merged together, but you don't start learning something new at the expense of not doing anything from the old. Okay, that's not, remember, we're building a business here. You should have your goals set every month. You should know how many people that you want to get in every week, if not every day. You should know how much volume you want to do at the end of the month. You should know how much volume you want your team to do. You should know the revenue that's going to be produced from that on the volume you do personally, and then the volume that your team does on top of that. See, so we're running a business. It's like running a Starbucks or a deli or a pizza place or whatever. We're running a business, okay? Only it's health and wellness and anti-aging, okay? And we use what we've learned to build the business, okay? While we're learning new ways to build the business bigger and spread it out, okay? That's so it's not in replacement of, it's in addition to. Now, I say that to say this. Wednesday night, we have a highly productive opportunity with our lunch Zoom, okay, at 8:30 Wednesday night. So tonight to Wednesday night, the next 48 hours are prime time to be doing a highly productive activity, which is inviting people to learn more about your products and or business, Okay. And you know, April does the first part on product. I do the second part on business. And we tell everybody to get back to the person that invited them. You've seen it. So this is a time. Now, I would set a minimum goal. Okay. A minimum goal between now and when the Zoom takes place. Okay. Or, you know, now and let's call it Wednesday morning, at least 50 people get that invite from you, at least 50. Okay. You may want to write a slightly different message. Okay. You know, you got the invite. Okay. The picture, I sent it to everybody. Everybody's got it. If you didn't get it, you can just text me and I'll send you one, but I'll send you yours actually. But, you know, you may want to slightly revise the introductory message, asking them to join, that maybe says something about the new year, maybe says something about 2022 being different, maybe says something about putting the last 2 years behind us. I don't know. That's where your personality comes in. See, the invite, what you picture on it, that says what needs to say as far as the business goes. What you need to do is text up, type up in a text, the message that's going with that. And that's where, you know, Cheryl needs to be Cheryl, Charlotte needs to be Charlotte, Jim needs to be Jim. That's where everybody needs to be themselves and write that personal message, encouraging them to jump on and join us for 30 minutes on Wednesday night. Okay, now this is very, it's a direct activity in this business. What do I mean by direct? It directly leads to income. It's an income producing activity. See, when we're learning to build Milkshake, when we're learning how to add friends, when we're learning how to do 333, okay, that's not direct revenue producing yet. Okay, we're learning how to do it, we'll perfect it, and then it becomes revenue producing. So that will happen, okay? But in the meantime, we have to do what is exactly revenue producing. Well, the launch Zooms are, or more than half the people that are guests that attend at least become customers, if not distributors. That means you'll get 1 out of 2, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 6, okay? If they were invited properly, if you followed up with them and got them on, okay, and obviously if you have a customer already that's going to be looking at it from a how-to or a business standpoint, your numbers get even better because they're already a customer, okay? So we have that coming up, okay? That's Wednesday night. You have your invite. Let's make a point of inviting at least 50 people. They can be re-invited from last year, okay? They could be new. You could start fresh in your phone book with the letter A. It doesn't matter, okay? You got to remember, everybody's world has changed and everybody's world continues to change. And now we got this Omicron thing going on, okay? Not nearly as serious as Delta or the original, okay? But everybody's getting a cold from it, okay? So everybody's still dealing with stuff, okay? Let's get a message out and let people know we have an answer. We have something that they can do about the circumstances, okay? But let's just, you and I, be careful with what is revenue producing activity and what is learning new educational or training material. And see, that's where people get messed up in this business. I've seen it for 30 years. April and I talk about it all the time. It's like, why are people so one-dimensional? It's like, you can be building your business. You know, it's like if I had a hot dog wagon on the street, okay, and I was selling hot dogs like back in New York, okay, there was 1 million hot dog wagons. And my 3 hot dogs, you know, one had red onions and one had relish and another one, I don't know, had chili and cheese or whatever on it. You know, I could be experimenting on a 5th or a 6th type of hot dog to serve, but I don't drop the 3 best sellers I already got. And see, that tends to happen in this business. We get excited about something new that comes up and we forget the whole revenue producing activity part of the business. We just forget because we got excited. And excitement is good. Excitement sells. If you want to get people involved in this business, man, your excitement is the #1 ingredient in this business by far. is your excitement, okay? People will be more attracted to you at your excitement than your knowledge every day, all day long, okay? Excitement sells. People want to be around excited people. People don't want to feel like they have to be as smart as someone else. They don't want to feel like they have to be as knowledgeable as someone else. They don't want to feel like they have to know as much about the product as someone else. But man, oh man, how many times have we met someone and they were high energy, excited, made you feel good, and you said, man, I just want what she's on. I just want what he's on. You know why? It made you feel good, okay? And that'll sell 100 times over education, you know, every single time. So let's pursue 80% of our time. Let's reset the gauge. It's a new year. It's only the 10th of the month, okay? Everybody's just waking up from the holidays. And let's make sure that we are spending, let's call it 3/4 of our time, okay, on revenue producing activity. And all that is you're either sharing information on the product so people can buy it, or sharing information on the business so people can join. That's revenue producing, okay? If you have a team, you could be doing 3-way calls or 3-way Zooms to help members of your team close business, okay? So that's another revenue producing. Direct revenue for the person on your team, indirect revenue in the form of residual for you, okay? So that's that. And then let's continue to learn and educate ourselves as we are doing, okay? Let's continue to do that. So we have the launch Zoom Wednesday. Next Wednesday is the bingo night, okay? That's a big deal, folks. There's an opportunity there to get 100 people, 150 people on the Zoom, because the bingo is going to be the product. Okay, it's not going to be numbers on the card. It's going to be names. And when the name gets called, we're going to say, hey, Joanne, tell them what the NRF did for you. And Joanne's going to have a 10-minute blurb, not 10-minute, 10-second blurb to say. And then when Axio gets called, going to say, hey, Jim, tell them what Axio does when your kid does this or whatever. We're going to have that all arranged. But that's a revenue producing activity. That's a direct revenue producing activity. So the launch Zooms, the LVAs, like this coming Saturday, or LVAs all over the country and virtual. Anybody watching an LVA that has the ability to be a revenue producing activity. Okay, so we got to be sure, okay, we got to be sure that we spend 3/4 of our time in revenue producing activities and the other 25% doing other things that we got to learn to do. And I'll tell you, each one of those, when we went from Success Magazine to medical journals, when we went from medical journals to doing millions of faxes to doctors, when we went from that to being on the radio, we did movie screens, you know, how you see the advertisement. I mean, we did all kinds of stuff, okay? And then we went on to Saturday. Each one of them, there was a learning curve, but we never stopped. We never stopped doing what was working while we were learning another way to get the message out to bigger numbers of people. You know, common sense would tell you, when we were doing local radio, we get a certain number of leads. But what do you think happened when we went to satellite radio, like on Fox News Channel? Well, then we got hundreds of leads, okay? You start small, you make it work, okay? And then you can duplicate it big. And that's what we always did. So stick with what works, do what works with 3/4 of your time, and the other 25%, you learn how to do new things, okay? And I am all in on this online social media, Zoom, Facebook. This is the way to go, okay? But we got to keep revenue coming in the meantime, okay? That's called building a business, okay? That's what that is. That's called building a business. So anyway, let me just make sure I mentioned everything I wanted to. So let's write this down, all of us, okay? We're all going to be responsible for inviting at least 50 people, okay? At least 50 people to the launch Zoom on Wednesday night, okay? Each one of us. So right now, I'll post this, but right now there's 16 of us on here. So that's 800 invites will go out just from this call. Okay. And if everybody does their part, that Zoom on Wednesday night, that launch Zoom will be full. Okay. And that's all it takes. And that's not even including who's going to watch this after I put it on our YouTube channel and post it in the group. That's just the people who are on now. That's taking advantage of revenue producing activity. And January is loaded with them. I'm only going through the weekend. Okay. And next Wednesday, I told you, is the bingo. But man, January is loaded with revenue producing activities where we can really load up. So let's start with Wednesday night. Okay. So anyway, that's the message for tonight. If you need help with anything, get a nice message to go with that invite. Okay. That has something to do with the new year. Okay. If you want an opinion, text it to me and I'll shoot you back. Change this, do that. I love it. I don't like it. I'll give you an opinion on it if you want it. Okay. But anyway, 50 is the goal. Okay. Minimum. If you want to do 75 or 100, do it. But, you know, let's make sure we each get 50 out. So anyway, that's the fast start training for this week. I hope I didn't talk too fast. Again, sorry for a little bit of the cough, but I'm just getting over my little bit of cold also. So have a great day, everyone. I appreciate you getting on. I'll get this reposted as soon as possible.